Hi, I'm Josiane Sotuk, and today we're going to show you our Biodigester Septic tank after 2 years of use.
And we're also going to show a little problem we've been having with cleaning the grease traps and a possible solution here in this video for you who are also having trouble cleaning the septic tank or grease trap. This is a bit of a gross video, as people say, but it's necessary.
That's it, so go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, share the video with everyone, and now let's get to the video.
So, my friends, let's get to our not so glamorous routine here at the farm, which is collecting cow manure and cleaning the grease traps. Cow manure is what we use to feed our biodigesting septic system. It's already been collected, it's right there in that can. Every month I have to gather 10 liters of cow manure and mix it with water to put in the septic tank, as I'll show you. So, here is our Biodigester septic tank system, 2 years after installation. This looks like a septic tank, doesn't it? Full of flowers, banana trees over there. In the end, everything is nice and tidy, in harmony with nature. Except for the plastic, right? But you know, we do our best to be sustainable. There's no way to make a box, a septic tank, or a biodigester out of wood, so plastic is still less harmful. We can replace it over time, we can recycle it, but it's there. The Embrapa system, which is really cool, and we've adopted it here on the farm. Here in this valve is where I put the manure I collect every month mixed with water. In a bit, I'll mix the manure with water, put it here, and show you. This vent, this small outlet here, this little hole, is for the gas to come out. This here is the box where the raw sewage arrives, right? All the water that comes from the toilet, from both houses, both the little house here and the house up there, it all comes here through this system, through the pipes. It all goes to this first box. There it mixes with the manure, right? And when it goes to the second box, it's already a bit cleaner. The water. Because the bacteria from the cow manure attack the bacteria from human waste and urine as well, and that helps clean it. Then it goes to this second box, actually both boxes, right? I sealed them very well on the sides here. I fastened this one with screws, and on this one I used wire, and rubber to make sure there's no risk. No smell comes out, no leaks, not at all. So it's been there for 2 years and nothing is leaking, everything is fine. Then it goes to this last box here. If I want to check how things are, I just take a look here and I can see how it is. Look, there's not much here, but the little that there is, you can see it's clear water, right? And there's no sewage smell at all. No smell at all. There are some insects, just a few, but that's natural, right? Especially because we're in a rural area with a lot of nature around. But there's really no smell. Here is the last water tank of the Biodigester Septic system, and this is where the waste comes out. As it goes through all 3 tanks, it gets treated, because in the first one, if you open the tank, of course I'm not going to open it now, but the water will be really dirty. In the second one, it'll be less dirty, and here it'll be much cleaner. Here you can notice that there's a little water dripping down here. I put a piece of shade cloth here at the end of this pipe so that no insects get in and cause problems inside, at least no large insects. And here the valve that I can leave closed or open, I always leave it open so there's no risk of forgetting it closed, clogging everything up and overflowing. I always leave it open, especially since there's no odor. This little drip of water even serves as fertilizer, believe it or not. It serves as fertilizer for this huge banana tree. Look at how our banana tree is doing. 3, 4, 5 banana trees already. 2 years after planting, it was just a stump. Now look at it. Here, at the time, gravel and sand were put down, but it's inevitable that organic matter falls over time, right? So a bit of soil has mixed in as well, but the original project was just gravel and sand, and that's no problem at all. The gravel and sand do their job of making the water seep into the ground. And if by any chance it doesn't drain, we have this little pipe here that serves as an overflow. When it rains a lot and this puddle fills up with water, the water that comes through here overflows and goes into the pipe and comes out here. For you guys, where does it go? After our little mess, it goes into this little pipe here. It's clean rainwater, right? Nothing harming nature, everything natural, all treated sewage. I'm very proud. This system is one of my proudest achievements at the farm. Also, let me point out that with this system, we have the infiltration bed. See this big pipe here? This big pipe carries water from the sink and the shower, and the washing machine drains here too. It seeps into the soil and the banana tree absorbs it. It goes into nature, and if it didn't work, everything would be flooded. So I'm actually doing laundry right now. Now I'm going to mix the water there with the cow manure, and even the water I use is reused. It's water that comes from the gutter here at the house. So we set up this system here, and there's also a video showing how to do it. It goes through this faucet, this hose actually, and it's filling up here. The mixture with manure, so I'm going to mix it until it becomes almost liquid, and then I'll pour it into that first access port. Now get ready because I'm going to show an image that's not very nice. I opened the access port here, and this is where the waste from the toilets comes in. Then I'll add the manure. After that, it goes through the whole process and you can notice it. At the end, you get some really clear water which doesn't have any smell. So we highly recommend for anyone who really wants to be sustainable to make a similar system. We have videos here on the channel explaining how to do it. Ah, Jack, but it's gross to do that. It's gross, of course it's gross, but it's way less gross to deal with cow manure than with human feces. So, it's better to put that in once a month, make sure everything is right so you don't have to worry about it in the future. Emptying septic tanks, that kind of thing. We've never emptied the septic tank, it's never overflowed, nothing has ever gone wrong, and it looks like it'll stay that way. Now the last step in cleaning the septic tank is to hook up the pressure washer here to this little stream of water that comes out of the gutter. To be able to do the final cleaning there, then I'll show you how the grease trap cleaning works. So after supplying manure to the septic tank here, which will produce biofertilizer for the banana tree and reduce waste released into nature, practically bring it down to zero. Because everything that comes out here is already treated, cleaned, and now we're going to our Achilles heel, which is the water that comes from the sink, the shower, the laundry tub, which even though we use the Systemina setup. The filtration, which is this one here that goes there, and the banana tree also absorbs. My bottleneck here that I'm going to try to solve today is cleaning the grease traps. No matter how often you clean, there's always a lot of dirt. This is one of the grease traps that serves both houses. The grease from both houses comes here. Even so, each house still has its own smaller grease trap, one in the little house below and one in the house above. I'm going to show you how they are today and what I'm going to do to try to improve this situation so the pipes don't get clogged and everything stays clean, right? And just look at the condition of the main grease trap. So that's what happens, right? Even though all the solid waste and grease stays here, you have to clean it regularly. And then over there, the water already comes out cleaner. Even so, with all this dirt, it's dangerous because it can clog the pipes inside here, this one, and those others that come from the house, from upstairs. And then, my friend, once the pipe clogs, digging it up to find the blockage is a real problem. So I do this cleaning every month in the grease trap. But today we're going to try a new way, a new sustainable way as well, to see if we can solve this problem. There won't be as much dirt, just look at how much there is now. Here I'm going to remove this waste like I do every month. I'll try to dispose of it in the right place, maybe in our composter, right, since it's organic waste, and I'll make it clean again. But every month there's this dirt, there's no way around it, or maybe there is, let's see. Let's go. So one grease trap is done. It's as clean as possible. Now let's move on to the others. Let's go to the second grease trap, the grease trap for the house up there. I brought the same container I was using to collect cow manure. I washed it out. Now I'm working with the grease traps. I'll put the solid waste in it and I'll wash the liquid part with the pressure washer. So, are you ready? The solid part stays here and the liquid part goes down there to that black box. That's why the black box gets really dirty too. So I'm going to wash this one. Let's clean the last grease trap under the little house. Yeah, do you think we only show pretty things? No, this is real life. I'm showing this as an example of sustainability because people often build a grease trap and leave it there for years. And then when it's time to clean, they don't know where to put the waste, basically all that residue. And here we do this sustainable cleaning every month. The problem is that it gets really dirty. As you can see, they get very dirty. After I clean it, I'll show you a product that I'm going to test here. It promises to leave them clean without all this hard work I'm doing. Let's see. Let's go to the last grease trap. And this one is the most challenging because it's under the house. I'm practically doing acrobatics to get it out. So just imagine for someone who had a herniated disc problem a year ago doing this here. For someone whose doctor said he already needs surgery and the guy has improved in this area, it's really God and also those supplements I mentioned in the previous video. I'll leave it here in the card, showing the supplements that Josie got, which have helped me a lot with my physical conditioning for the countryside work. Down. So it really worked. I'm going to take the box out here. Let's see. Let's go over there. A lot of stuff, a lot of junk down here. It's going to be difficult. Let's go to the last box. And this one tends to be the worst because there are people living in the house. My father-in-law is staying there. Sometimes there are people working on construction. We should get a stick to open it. He comes over and makes lunch. Down. So it's likely to be dirtier than the others. We also visit on weekends. Mr. Jose comes and makes one. He makes lunch. Look at that. It's bad. It's clogged. So it was well overdue. I think it's been over a month since this one was cleaned. That's why it's like this. We ended up forgetting because the place is hard to access. I'm putting in the solid waste and washing it. I'm going to put it back there again. I'm going to put that product in. Let's go. Nasty, right? But if it weren't for the pressure washer, it'd be hard. The pressure washer with rainwater. Looking for something more sustainable? There isn't, so we try to set an example too. Just a reminder, I put the solid waste over there. I put it in the composter so it can dry out and turn into fertilizer. Everything can be reused.
Guys, Jack, thank God, already worked there, right, honey? He already cleaned the grease traps. He's coming. Whoa. I opened the cube just like this, look. And back here, guys, on the packaging, it says you have to be careful not to come into contact with it. That's why I'm wearing gloves. Children and pets also need to avoid contact with this, so it isn't dangerous. I have the lid here, look, from the grease trap, and I'm going to make 2 little holes here so we can tie it up later. So this takes a little bit of, okay, hold on. Guys, it's not, alright guys. So done. The 2 little holes here, look, on the lid. And now we're going to do it like this. Okay. We're going to take this string here. And we're going to go to our grease trap, tie it here, and see what length we're going to leave it. So we can leave this here, look, at 10 centimeters. Under the water, in contact with the water. Let's go. So I tied it here, look. And now we're going to, like I said, have at least 10 centimeters of it in contact with the water. You can see that now the water that fell here is already cleaner, right? Because Jack had cleaned it. Over there in the other grease trap, over there in the trap that was left in the car. Oh, right, in the little pan, right?
Here, as with the others, it must be at least 10 centimeters submerged. Some water from the washing machine has already drained here. We cleaned before, but more water has come down, right? So let's put the Biocube here. Then I'll adjust the height here.
Yeah, you can adjust it with the cord.
I think here it'll be about 10. Let's go. I'll cut the wire since it's too long. But that's it.
Awesome. And a month later, right, honey, we'll come back here to see.
If it gets cleaner, it should get much cleaner.
That's it. And that was the video, guys. I hope you liked it. Remember, we're going to make another video showing how it turned out, right? 1 month later. After we used SUPERBAC's Biocube, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe here if you haven't yet. Share the video with more people. And that's it. Big kiss. God bless you. See you in the next video. Bye.